What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see here on my screen, we're going to cover if Ethereum 2.0 will ever launch. And if you don't know what Ethereum is, it's basically a coin that you can build applications on top of or other ERC20s. And long story short, it's very clunky, slow, and expensive. So let's begin. Will Ethereum 2.0 ever launch? By the way, guys, before we continue, nothing that I say in this video is financial advice. So do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So let's continue. And the first points I have to say about this is that it's been getting delayed for the past 6 years. And Vitalik and his team have been saying for the past 6 years, ever since 2015, that it's going to launch, but every single year, it's getting delayed further and further out. And new software is hard to build. There's always something going on that you can't really put together, which, let's say you change one thing, it changes basically everything else. And that's how it is, and in the real world as well. Vitalik basically mentioned that in a recent video actually, that it might be finished in 6 years. So right now it's 2022, 2028, guys. So 6 years. And who knows, this guy is always wrong with his time estimation, and typically software gets delayed, so it might be released, who knows, maybe 2030. Some people might see this as FUD, but this is just based on what he said himself. There's a video, I will link it in the description below, where he actually said this. So let's continue. The earliest stages of ETH 2.0 are already delayed to Q3 of this year, so fall of 2022. Originally, they were thinking of doing it either, I think, this summer, and so just based on that, it might get delayed again. So they said Q3, but I'm thinking it might actually get delayed until Q1 of 2023. Nobody knows for sure. We just have to wait and see. ETH 2.0 merge happening this year, but it doesn't really mean anything. It will not be completed. It's false hope. So what this means is, basically, Vitalik and his team, they're going through 3 straight stages to finish up ETH 2.0. And right now they're going through the first stage, which is the merge. They're going to remove the proof of work and switch it with proof of stake. And then after that, it will be, I think, sharding. And then the third stage, I can't get it off the top of my head. But basically, each stage will take quite a bit of time, and alongside with it, obviously there will be bugs, problems, and a lot of counterparty risk. So let's continue. And this might be a bit controversial, but ETH was built wrong from the beginning, and I can actually show you guys proof of that. There's a video proof of Vitalik and the main co-founder admitting they built ETH wrong from the beginning to see what happens. I'll play it in a minute. They could have avoided ETH 2.0 altogether by spending more time on development in the early days to actually make it work properly. So let me play this video right here. And by the way, this video right here is from 2019, but listen to what they're saying about ETH 2.0. Hear them out.
A higher, more conceptual level, Ethereum 1 you could think of as a prototype. It was an impossible project that got built, and we needed to put out something that we knew wouldn't be scalable. We needed to do that to figure out how to build decentralized applications, figure out the developer tooling and the infrastructure that we needed to build them and deploy them. We needed to figure out whether it's possible to build companies around decentralized applications, because a number of years ago, people just thought, no, it's all code out in the open, the margins would go down to zero, there'd be people copying everybody back and forth, and of course that's not true, because there's so much to building a product and a service and a company outside of the actual pure technology. We needed to build a trust foundation and figure out what we could build on top of that. Turns out we can build a financial
you're
plumbing
saying
layer.
That the concept of launching something that doesn't scale and then rebuilding
Sure.
it as
It
something
scales-
scalable
it
was
scales
the
somewhat.
initial plans or initial
Yeah, we
thinking.
knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
Did you guys just hear that? He just said we knew it's not going to scale. from the beginning. That is crazy to me. I'm gonna play this again.
The concept of launching something that doesn't scale and then rebuilding it as something scalable
it
was
scales
the
somewhat.
initial plans or initial
Yeah, we
thinking.
knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
Now that I've shown you the proof, you guys can see that it makes it, what they said right here in the video, makes it look somewhat like a scam. And the high gas fees make Ethereum come across as a scam, which is actually the main culprit of it not having mainstream adoption as much as you would think it would have, especially with all its utilities and the stuff you can do with Ethereum, which is crazy. So what we just saw, does that make Ethereum a scam? And the question is, why not make it better from the start? So in my opinion, Ethereum is not a scam, but the high fees to do anything on the network make it seem that way. Also, Ethereum miners get a cut of the high fees on swaps, which make it seem, or transfers, which make it seem like a scam to a lot of people. So the high gas fees are terrible right now, and market is not that hot at the moment. So it's right now it costs around $100 for a basic token swap, guys. It's insane. To a newcomer, they'll be turned off and not use it altogether. Can't onboard anybody this way. So this is why I think Ethereum will fail long term. Eth 2.0 will most likely not solve high gas fees, and Vitalik himself said this as well in that same interview that I will link below. So let's not forget, Ethereum 2.0 will have a new code base, which means more bugs and problems with storing money on Ethereum network. This means more counterparty risk, more hacks, more money lost, more problems, a lot of stuff, guys. This is what happens with new code, especially when you build something wrong from the first place. Now that you guys have seen that video, it just goes to show. So ETH 2.0 will become heavily centralized, as each validator will need 32 Ethereum to be a validator, which is around, at the moment, around $100,000. So as more people will come into crypto over time, which will make gas fees even worse than Ethereum. Guys, right now it's around $100 to $300 to do like a token swap on Uniswap. Can you imagine what will happen once we onboard a few billion people into crypto? It will not be usable at all. So exchanging on Uniswap will be very expensive in my opinion, from around $500 to $1,000 for a swap, and probably $100 to send anything. I've sent tokens myself that ranged anywhere from $20 to $80 just to send, and this is a conservative estimate. These numbers right here. And this will force, eventually, many crypto users to switch to better chains like pulsechain and cheaper dexes like pulsex, where the fees are low. It's easier to swap. It costs less. Also, PancakeSwap is much cheaper. BNB chain, Binance Smart Chain, it's a lot cheaper there. It's like 15 cents to 30 cents to do a swap and send coins around. Same thing with AVAX, it's a bit more expensive. Avalanche, like to do a swap on Trader Joe, it's like around 30 cents to $2 to do a swap. Same goes with, sending stuff around. So this will force a lot of crypto users to switch to better chains due to the high gas fees. And actually, guys, the downfall of Ethereum, in my opinion, is big opportunity. This tells you that we're still early. So high swap fees, high send fees, and high NFT minting fees. And by the way, guys, NFT stands for non-fungible token. You guys have probably heard what NFTs are. They're very popular overall throughout the crypto space, and a lot of people know that it's very expensive to mint any NFTs at all. So all of this together should be looked at as an opportunity, and it makes it seem as if it's still early in crypto. And in my opinion, it is, because everybody's still trying to figure out which chain will be the best one long term. So to me, I take all of this and I step back. That is a clear indicator to invest in other chains, as ETH will not be usable at all at some point in the future, and it will just be treated as a speculative asset like Bitcoin. And there's nothing wrong with that. And over time, this will also drop the volume on Uniswap unless they do something with Ethereum and, make its code base proper and reduce the gas fees. But honestly, I highly doubt that, especially if it's like this far out. So, in my opinion, as of right now, you can probably still make money on Ethereum long term over the next 5 years if you invested right now, especially as crypto becomes more popular. There is still a lot more money to come into crypto space, and a lot of people are thinking, like, the TA analysts and people that are making predictions, they think Ethereum could go to $20,000 or more, especially as the industry grows. And this is definitely doable because Ethereum did hit $5,000 in the most recent bull run, which was around November of 2021. So it's just a 4x away from $20,000, which is doable in my opinion. But if you want to have the most gains, you need to invest in newer projects that are less popular and actually work, like pulsechain. Pulsechain is, I've made a video about pulsex, pulsechain FUD. You can check it out. I actually have not made a video about pulsechain, and I will in the future. But basically, pulsechain is a newer Ethereum. It's way cheaper, way better, way faster. So stay tuned for that. And that's pretty much it. That was my last point. So that's basically it, guys. I really appreciate if you watched all the way through. You can look at Ethereum's expensive high gas fees as opportunity. It's still early. You can still make a lot of money. You make the most money when it's early, not when it's late, not when everybody know about it. It might feel like it's not early because everybody around you is talking about it, but that's just confirmation bias because you keep searching for that particular thing and you see everybody talking about it. But in reality, so much money was sacrificed for pulsechain and pulsex, and not a lot of people are talking about it. Like the top influencers, BitBoy, The Moon Carl, Ivan on Tech, these guys are not talking about it, yet they sacrificed for it. And all these guys have millions of people tuning in every month. So that's a clear giveaway that, there's still money to be made on the table. So if you watched all the way through, I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.